where did it go? So now, go ahead.
Oh, at the end, she's going to be over. Okay, she's going to, okay, perfect. All right. Thank you guys for coming today. I appreciate it. We've got this on Zoom. It's also being recorded. So if anybody wants to view it, if they couldn't make it and they want to view it later, they can do that as well. But we really appreciate you guys who from the city who are here for these presentations. So we have 4 groups this semester, 8 students, and each group is going to present their plan or their ideas, their pitches for this semester. There'll be 2 3-week pitches that they're going to be making, and then we are going to be the ones who are going to be deciding which ones to implement for the city for this semester for our wellness program. So I'm going to allow the students to just introduce themselves as they come up, and then how long are your presentations?
3 to 5 minutes.
Okay, perfect. So then if you have, when they finish their presentation, if you have questions afterwards for them, if they need to confirm anything or ask any questions, then we'll have time to do that as well after each group does theirs. So you guys want to get started? All right.
All right, like she said, thank you guys for coming. My name is Callie Ummel. I'm Lauren Dodd. And our program is called De-Stressing for the Bird, a program for stress management. So kind of our purpose here is with the pandemic and everything going on, we know that employees everywhere are stressed. And our thought is if y'all are stressed and you're not serving the city well, kind of where de-stressing for the bird comes from, just so that if you guys are performing at your highest, then you can serve our community to the best of your ability. And then some of the Blue Cross Blue Shield data, 63% of employees were at risk for the healthy eating, healthy weight, and depressive behaviors, as well as physical activity. And all of these are risk factors for stress, which can cause burnout, decreased productivity, and like I said, kind of contributes to the staffing crisis that everybody's in right now. And if y'all are stressed and you're burnt out, there's a higher chance that you're going to leave. And so we want to take that stress off of you guys.
So for our goals, we have 3 of them. Our first one is to decrease stress levels among all city employees. And we want to measure that by using a pre and post survey. And we want you to scale or score your stress levels a 3 or less on a 10-point scale after the program is done. Our second goal is to increase employee engagement among the program. And so we want 30% of all 4 of the departments to participate by the end of the 3 weeks, which is March 20th. So it doesn't matter when you start participating, but we'd like at least by the last week to get 30%. And we'll do that by gathering our activity cards, and then we will section them out by each department and gather up the percentage of each department. And then our third one is to increase awareness of different stress management activities. Again, on this pre and post survey, we're going to have you rate your knowledge on a scale of 1 to 10 on how many activities you do know of to decrease stress. And so we want to see if our program is implementing these activities that can help you decrease stress.
So basically what our activity is going to be is we're going to have like a bingo card, and it's on the next slide, the bingo card is, but each individual can gain points for their Blue Cross Blue Shield incentive. And by completing a bingo, you have to fill in 5 spaces. And there's also a free space in the middle. And the individual's points will be totaled together with each department, which will be available to everybody, or excuse me, yes, to all departments, so that they can see like where they're at, because whichever department earns the most points will get an incentive at the end.
So here's our bingo card. And on here, if you can take a closer look later, you can just see that there's different activities that we've planned out. And as you complete 5 in a row, you'll get 110 points for each bingo. And for our 3-week program, since the last time we knew there was like 1,100 points available to us for the entire semester, we said that you can only earn up to 550 points for this first 3 weeks. And so that's where we got 110 points per bingo. And it'd be a self-score / honor system. So you just kind of do it and you turn it into us and we take whatever you tell us. And then the activity card, since we discussed that each department is kind of different in their own ways, it's very flexible. And as long as the activities are like fair compared to the other departments, then we can change out some of the activities if it fits better towards your department versus the other ones.
And so lastly, our incentives and rewards. So for each department that gets the 30% or more staff to participate, will get some healthy alternative snacks delivered to their department, trail mix, veggie trays, fruit trays, things like that. And then for the department with the most combined points, since we don't have a ton of resources, we want to reward you guys. And so we said that we thought kind of to boost employee morale, like a fat head of your department in the front office of the city, just something kind of funny for y'all to see and kind of boost everybody's moods up. This is our contact information. So any questions from you guys?
Our incentives can also change as you guys see fit. Those were just some of our ideas that we came up with for now that were pretty equal across the board.
I will just let you know that the statistics that they had at the beginning of their presentation, those came from the data that was collected from the HRAs, those health risk assessments that you guys did last year through the Blue Cross Blue Shield site. So they didn't just pull those out of the hat. Those were actually statistics that we provided to them. Okay. How would we report our bingos to you? How was the reporting going to happen?
To me, I just assumed that it would just be whatever works best. You can email me like a scanned in picture of it. You can tell me, or you can like have them all send it to the department head, and then the department head can get back to Callie or me. Just whatever works best for you. But I think nothing that has to be too formal, just to make it easier to participate.
So these bingo cards are going to be
They can be
sent
printable.
out
Yeah.
and printable
Yeah.
and then scanned and sent back to you guys or me, or is that
Kind of whatever makes the flow of emails easier on y'all. I mean, if it works for them to just email it to us, that's good with us. And I think one of our concerns from last year was we felt like people were participating but not reporting it. So like I said, whatever the easiest way to get the most participants is.
And I'll be the points keeper for whichever program you choose. So it can be directly towards me as well, whichever one.
okay? So if it's going to be scanned and sent back, we will need probably a place on there to remind them to put their name.
Okay. Yes.
Putting random bingo cards in.
Good point. Yes.
You guys have any questions about this one? Okay, great. Thank you.
It was up there.
What you do?
I don't know.
I think it just needs one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Alrighty, hello guys, my name is Abby Kane.
I'm Bree Dolan.
And today we're going to be talking about our Eat Healthy, Live Better program.
Okay, so we wanted to focus on the idea of stress management for the city. And after we kind of figured that out, we kind of had the idea or topic of
healthy eating habits. We kind of thought this was a good alternative and in exchange for like exercising, reading, anything like that, considering the fact that we do like consume food every day, and we just thought this would be an easy thing for people to be able to do.
All right, so one of the biggest problems that we are seeing is the lack of eating healthy foods. So what we were trying to want to do is to implement small things throughout the weeks to make eating healthy a little bit easier, to reduce the stress of trying to eat healthy and get enough water into your daily diet. So by getting those little things every week, hopefully it will reduce your stress overall.
This is just some evidence that we had got from the Blue Cross Blue Shield health assessment from last year. So 63% of employees are at high risk for not eating healthy, and 38% of the city employees are at high risk for having a high BMI. We kind of included those graphs at the bottom. If you can see, both graphs are pretty high percentages. So we are hoping for this year to definitely lower those for this year.
Okay, so our overall goal for the city of Lawrenceburg is, again, to just reduce your stress by giving you healthy alternatives to some foods that you would normally eat, and just make eating healthier a little bit easier on you guys.
So these are just some objectives that we came up for our program. So we will give the city of Warrensburg a list of healthy snacks for alternative for unhealthy snacks. So maybe instead of chips, you can have like fruits or vegetables, or instead of a cookie, you can have a granola bar. We also will give the city of Warrensburg a list of healthy fast food options to choose. Again, so maybe instead of McDonald's, you can have like Subway or Jimmy John's. And then we also will have an activity for the city of Warrensburg to design their own water bottles to make drinking 32 ounces of water more appealing.
Okay, so like how we're gonna do this. So for our first one, we want to get 10% of the Lawrenceburg employees to choose an alternative snack for the month. So like Bree said, if you do choose to eat chips every day, maybe an apple instead. For the second one, we want to get the city of Lawrenceburg employees to find a healthier fast food option. So if you don't want to go to Jimmy John's, you still wanted to go to McDonald's, maybe getting a grilled chicken sandwich instead of a fried chicken sandwich, or getting maybe a side salad instead of a cheeseburger. Just small things that we can do overall to make eating healthier a little bit easier. So for the last one, I know 32 ounces sounds maybe like a lot of water, but it's just a normal size plastic water bottle. Just fill it twice or once in that day, and that's your 32 ounces.
So again, for activity, employees will design their own water bottles, kind of the picture we have here. I actually have my own, that's kind of like that one that I drink every day. And it does keep me accountable every day, including like the times and just like different things like keep going, you got this kind of thing. And I definitely feel a lot better about myself. I've been doing this for 3 weeks, and I've noticed that my energy is a lot higher. I'm not as tired, and I just feel overall better consuming all this water throughout the day.
So I know the point system's changed just a little bit, but we did break it down into the 3 points. So for 100 points, you just complete just 1 week of our program. To get 250 points, you complete 2 weeks of our program. So implementing small things throughout that. And then to get the big 500 points at the end, you complete all 3 weeks of our healthy eating initiative.
And then these are our references that we use for our program.
Thanks, guys.
Does anyone have any questions or anything?
How are we going to be reporting our participation?
So we're going to report like different things. So we'll probably like send out emails, like Abby's going to be sending out emails of just different things we're going to create to log different things that people do. And again, we're going to be giving out like lists and stuff for healthier choices or different things that people could do instead.
You're gonna have this longer meals, is that what you want, so that you know that what we're doing with that, or?
Yeah, I keep track of everything so we can have like the point system there too, just kind of so what people do instead, you know, having those alternative snacks or just something easy throughout your day to do, just to log it down, just so we have like information like on it.
Do you guys, other students have any clarification questions, anything for them? You guys can ask questions too.
So would you kind of like eat a snack, or would you like do a replacement every day to get the week one, or is it just like doing it once a week to get the point?
So based on the objective, it's like 3 times out of that week. So for your first week of implementation, we're going to try to do it just 3 times. So if you do it like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, instead of eating a bag of chips, eat an apple or something like that, just to, so it's a small thing each week and not just a big 5-day thing.
Okay.
All right.
Just. Yeah, it should be.
Okay, so who is this one? This one? Which group are you? This one? Oh. I'm sorry. Serena. Sorry, Alice.
All right, so my name is Kelly Chavez,
And my name is Serena Hardy.
and we're doing our stress management.
So the purpose of this is kind of like every other group that says to try to decrease stress management on the city workers. And then to increase the quality of health and employees who work for the city, so that you're able to better perform at your job. And then help employees to earn points, which can have a positive impact on your Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Okay, so the goal is obviously to improve your stress levels, and then our goal is to encourage at least 25% of employees from each department to participate in completing at least one stress management technique twice a day for 3 weeks.
So the one way we kind of came up with to do this is for each department to participate in 10 minutes at the start of the shift and at the end of the shift, in decompressing methods. So it can be something simple as like deep breathing, which can even be done throughout the shift. Meditation, taking a brain break, or doing some sort of stretching technique.
So for our key results is each department will pick a leader, and they will select the time each shift in the beginning and at the end when they want to do the decompressing method, and we want at least 25% of the employees in each department to participate for 10 minutes for 3 weeks, and then the department lead will then provide a stress scale at the end of each week for their employees to rate what level their stress is at after doing the techniques throughout the week.
So we found that locally, that 13.3% of people here in Johnson County suffer from stress. Statewide, Missourians spend 3 and 18 minutes per day worrying due to stress, even based off like jobs or maybe something you may have going on at work. Nationwide, American Psychological Association 3 and 4 adults, which is 77%, suffer from stress, and then globally, workplace stress management is supposed to reach 11.3 billion by 2025, which can be an 8.5% increase in market growth.
So people that are going to participate would be the group leaders, which they're going to be picked by the employees in each department, and they'll just keep track of every employee that participates and for what time they start, and they will also keep track of the employees that didn't participate. And then obviously the city workers, which is the fire department, police department, plant workers, and et cetera. And then the interns are going to also participate, and the group leaders are to report back to us as far as the stress skills and the list of people who did participate.
So like she said, the group leaders will be responsible for keeping track of everyone who participates, as well as the stress level card, so they can turn it back into us. And then they'll also be responsible for keeping stress scale feedback. And then every employee that participates will gain points each week, and the points will increase each week for their Blue Cross Blue Shield packages.
The incentives, so we were thinking of, as far as whichever department participates has the most participation. We had said the group leader could get a gift card for keeping track and reporting back to us. And then as far as like the whole department that participated, they could get tumblers, you know, to stay hydrated, and or we could provide them with a healthy lunch for that day. So those are our references.
Providing, the group leaders like the ideas or instructions of activities and what to do. Are they supposed to know that?
Yeah, so each week will be kind of something different. But the list of things that we have here, just kind of something you could do each day. But each week, yeah, like so at the start of the shift, maybe doing like some stretching methods and stuff. And then at the end of the shift, doing another stretching method. And maybe in the middle, doing some deep breathing. And then the next week could be different activities like, I know like what is it, like the meditation workbooks and stuff can help to alleviate the stress as well.
But you'll be sending out those activities.
Yeah, we'll provide the
Proper
group
way
leaders with
to do that.
activities to do.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for us? All right, thank you very much.
Well, we have to scroll.
So I think you should be able
Yeah.
Does that work?
That's fine.
Okay.
We got it on full screen online, so.
How do you do that?
We are.
Oh, you got it on full screen? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But is it on full screen? On the computer, I know you click. Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name is Amanda Dalton. And my name is Desiree Minnis. And welcome, or this is Mindful Minutes. Everybody take a deep breath. Release. Stop. So, Mindful Minutes is a program that is centered around positive mental health, stress management, and office morale, using the 4 A's of stress relief.
Avoid, alter, accept, and adapt. The benefits of this is it decreases anxiety, relaxes and resets your mind. It also decreases health risk, and it increases self-discipline and accountability.
Yeah. So some goals that we have, we want to improve overall mental health and the well-being. And we want to do that by using stress management techniques and tactics. We really want to improve the office engagement and physical activity as well. And overall, we want to encourage 25% of our employees to engage in our mindful minutes bingo sheet. Once a day, a few times a week for 3 weeks.
How it works is each employee gets a mindful minutes bingo board. What they do is complete theirs, and while doing that, they will keep tasks and keep track of their cleaning off, and also talking to their department and getting down their information.
So these bingo printout sheets can be posted. If you work on a desk, they can be posted at your desk. You can take a picture of it if you work outside and use the markup option or your iPhone or your Android. You can also fold it up and put it in your wallet and just have a pen with you. There's different activities on there that you can choose from, such as like play a game of solitaire. You can download that on your phone, or you can have it, pull it up on the web. Different things like that. We would like for you to mark off and write the date after you do each activity, and you can do as many as you want. We really recommend that you do it between your lunch break time or any type of break that you have throughout the day. We just wanted to make sure that you get a chance to do it.
Yeah, and we really chose bingo because we know how it is to sit at a desk all day and kind of, lose focus or lose track or find yourself just being bored. We designed the board to just give you things to do while sitting there or going out or anything.
Yeah, even if you're not a desk worker and you work in like parks and recreation, it's something that you can have in your back pocket or something to just get your mind off of it. It's so many different options that you can choose from on the bingo sheet. And we would want you to record your points as we go. So you might wonder, what points are you talking about? Well, this is our bingo with mindful minute sheet, as you all can see. And these are our points and incentives that we have came up with.
Yes, so the bingo board is worth 10,000 points in total. There's 25 squares on the board, which equals to 400 points per square. 25 points per bingo is for the bonus points. You also get 100 points per department if 25% of the department achieves bingo. For individual incentives, we came up with 2 movie tickets per person.
For a board completion, so your whole board has to be complete and get the 10,000 points.
Yes.
And for a group incentive, we thought of, since this is also about overall well-being, department lunch at Spin's Pizza. I know I like Spin's Pizza, and I know Spin's got good salads. So I think that would be a great group incentive, and it can also bring the office morale up and good engagement. So any questions, comments?
So I do have a question about, so the bingo board itself is, each square is worth 400 points. That's 10,000 points for the whole board. And then how are you going to assign points to the individual? Because we don't have 10,000 for the semester.
Right. We haven't thought that far yet.
So there are
I should be
25
honest.
points per bingo. So
Mhm.
for every bingo that they make, they could get 25 points.
25 extra bonus points. We didn't want to make it high because it's really easy if you are a person that wants to de-stress like a lot, you can get a bingo within a week.
Mhm.
So we didn't want to make points like 100 or 200 points because that's easy to get. But 25 is a good amount.
Any questions from you guys? For them?
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Karen, we have finished all 4 presentations. Is there, did you have a rubric, or is there a particular way that you wanted us to vote on this, or how did you want us to?
Yeah,
respond
I have
to
a
this?
rubric for you to evaluate their presentation,
Uh-huh.
but not how y'all decide what you want to do. It's up to the city. And also, if you saw something from the presentations that you liked, but maybe you want to blend or change that a little bit, like the point system, obviously. The drafts are due next week, but that doesn't mean we have a lot that we can change and massage until we actually roll it out on the 1st of March, so, or March 3rd, whatever.
Okay, so all of these activities, basically are going to start March 1st. They're going to go for 3 weeks, then we're going to take a break, and then there'll be a second activity, or will these?
So the
activities-
second one, so you pick 2 out of those
Oh, I see.
presentations.
Okay, okay. All right. If you guys don't know, this is Dr. Karen Doyle. She is a professor for this wellness 4410 class. So if you have a question for her as well.
Kind of a question, and it's with my team, we're kind of diverse, in development. But the, printing and then scanning the surveys, I think I lost a few people because of that. It's, they don't want to work that hard, because they've got other work they gotta do. And I didn't know, have you guys ever used Survey Monkey, or is there something like that where when you send an email, they can just click their answers and then send it back? Is that even possible?
You can use like a Google survey, but I know you guys' system doesn't
Allow that?
Not everybody has Google, since we,
Oh, that's right.
yeah, not everybody has that. And we've run into issues with SurveyMonkey because it only allows a certain number of respondents, I believe, for what UCM has.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I didn't know if there was some, to make it.
But we can,
Yeah.
but we could try a Survey Monkey and maybe change it instead of create one for each department. The last time we did it, it was a citywide, and the expectation is that we get 24% usually response. Well, we had 70 response on the employee number out from, and they would only show us 40. So we couldn't report the data because it wasn't complete.
Yeah.
And so, but we could maybe, if there was a survey, I'm not sure which group shared that, but we could divide it up among groups,
make a different survey. for each
enter it
group.
differently from each. So it'd be the same survey, but just with a different email.
So that we could get it, so that it's usable by their department. They can only view the first 40 that come in. So if we did it, citywide, like she said, they couldn't see everybody. It was that good response, which is what we want.
It was a good lesson for us to learn.
Yeah. And I didn't know, but I just watching my coworkers, that's where I think they were doing it. They just weren't sending it in. Because,
Different has evaluation. Is that?
well, like, I think last semester they had the bingos and things like that, and they would get them to print it and then fill it out and then scan it. I mean, if I can get them to print it and fill it out, then I can scan it to you all as another option. But I was losing that.
Too many steps.
Too many steps, and so they just kind of fell by the wayside.
I do like the bingo option, and we've used it before with other classes because you can pick and choose activities that, kind of resonate with the individual. And they can kind of see, some progress there, or, like, oh, I'm getting close to this. And it also just kind of gives them ideas too, that they might not have thought of, as far as, what can I do? Oh, these are de-stressing activities that I can do. And so some things that maybe they hadn't thought of in the past. But, everybody's going to be a little bit different. I know our police officers may be riding around in a patrol car. We're not going to keep up with that piece of paper, but if they can figure out a way to, if you can figure out a way to present it, where, a square can be highlighted or something, and it can be a file that they just have on their phone. I don't know, different people are going to respond differently to, keeping up with something like that. Whereas a video that they watch, maybe that has stretching techniques in it or something, it might be just something they can pull up and they can do that, just be done with it. And
We integrate that into the before.
well, I don't know, that'd be perfect.
I couldn't tell you. That's a great question. I don't do no report.
We could ask that, question. We could have that out, maybe on the intranet, where they can just pull it up. Again, it's gonna have to be personalized, their own, they still have to download. They want to put their name on it, or download it to their otherwise.
Somehow we can send like a picture or a document, like Amanda said, you can download it on your phone and just use the markup feature on can keep marking it up as we go throughout the weeks. And it'll stay for you.
Some people will be able to do that and some people.
Yeah.
Their eyes are gonna roll back in their head. Never mind. Yeah.
So am I hearing that you need, so for instance, if, let's just say, an email of some sort, you need several options of how to record it. One maybe might be on the phone, another might be a paper pencil, or, is that,
Well,
several,
Yeah, because and I can survey my crew, but, for mine, I think if I could print it and get it to them, and then they could fill it out, and then I could submit it to you all, that might be easy stuff. For some of my people, it would be easy, or, I don't know, and then others, I think there's others that can just do it all on their phone.
Right.
Yeah,
You just give them that option, you can turn it into,
yeah.
they turn it into me and I'll get it back to them or whatever.
I think it would just make it easier for them to reach out to their.
Right.
So you will already know.
Yeah, that would be guys.
yeah, because we always want to do the option of electronically and, print it out, so you can have the option to do it either on the phone or in person. Just to make things easier on people.
Yeah.
Would that be a decision, an individual decision, or would it be something that each department would probably?
I know that we might do things differently.
Individually.
So fire and PD, what resonates with you guys? What? What was that?
Getting them to participate. Yeah. They get caught up, they get behind all the time.
So is this too much?
So what if we provided something that you could, like a large bingo card that you could put up in the break room or the training room or something like that, and they could like individually sign it, or.
For us, it would work better by shifts, different shifts, but they can compete against each other. But
Okay.
A shift versus B shift versus C shift.
Uh-huh.
So there's no individualized effort then. But they used to rise to that cadence there.
Never play with them all.
Right. I know you guys are competitive, you're a competitive group.
It works best for shift,
Yeah.
competing against each other. So,
How many shifts do you have? 3, 4?
Yeah.
and just get them by, when they're on call, type of report.
Right. Yeah.
What
So
if
that's
we
what-
just, does every department have like a big bulletin board or something?
Yeah.
If you were to put like one big something.
If we could make it poster size or something like that, and then.
And do it as a shift, or do it as a department, rather than individual.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing that I need a two separate locations.
Right.
So I need one at one.
So we have to figure out how many we need.
So then as a shift, if you make like 500 points, does every person get 500 points then, like as a team?
That would probably be the easiest way.
But
to-
thing,
Yeah.
And maybe make it so that at least, I don't know how many you have on a shift, that will say a percentage of 5 people. At least 10% of the people on that shift need to do it in order to check it off. Does that make sense?
Your shit is something.
they run support, so.
Okay, so 1 to 2 people then.
Just flaws, we're not talking about, we're not talking about. Really, you need, we need 6.
Yeah.
We got investigation and admin.
So that's in a shift.
We need 7, because then we got the, like, the front. So,
So just make it an even dozen.
Maybe, right, like that's the concept. Shift with the people that you have admin like us that are.
and maybe you just divide those people up on the different shifts, with the different shifts. Just like
Or
you guys
just
are
like you
competing with
guys
them. you
might
guys are-
come in, administrators might come in at night too, check for, when, I don't know, but you guys can just put, you can put your point where you want.
So the groups that didn't have like a bingo card, how would you, if you were going to, kind of edit yours to match some kind of reporting like that, how would you do that? Do you have an idea about how you could report those things?
Ours was on kind of like a stress scale type of thing. So the, maybe not as complex as now, like kind of like mark down, you know, which one they completed, but more so just checking, 1 through 10 with their stress level is that after doing that.
Right, so how would they report the activity? Is that part of your goal, was for them to report the activity, participate? So how would you change your delivery so that we can report kind of in that same manner? You might be.
Yeah, they had the leader for each one, right? Then they would report to the leader. Who report to them.
And see, for PD, we don't have a leader unless they want to choose one for each
Have your service.
shift.
Yeah,
Okay.
service.
Do you think the sergeant would be?
Going for this, give an opinion.
Okay.
You know, I just something like, so you're gonna do this. I'm just being real. I give this pay, I'm not making this pay.
Yeah, and we don't want to up their stress by causing, demanding that they participate in stress reducing activity. But, you know, if we could do some encouraging in modeling maybe for them or something, you know, so. Yeah, I mean,
I think for ours, since we're doing like the eating healthy and drinking your water, we still do like that poster board in each department. And then have like a calendar basically, and like have they have 7 and 7, we could do like 4 people participate for like the 3 tasks, and then you just write their name on a certain day that they like completed that task. And then 4 people did that for 3 days out of the week, and we could be able to get the points for that. So it's a little bit easier, you just write your name on the board if you did it, and if you didn't, you don't.
right, and I think theirs is basically that way too.
Yeah.
We make it some kind of, if we divide them up into groups.
Yeah.
So that there's a little bit of competition between groups, because they are. Yeah.
The healthy eating, a lot of food is healthy for the country. Right. You cook a meal for the whole shift, and it is really good for them. Whereas if they're like, you guys don't help me out. That's where the bad eating comes from. When they're playing a meal together, that's where the bonding comes from.
Maybe some laws will just cover patrolling, can they eat lunch together out somewhere?
Yeah, they can now. Some of the stuff they do. I've gone with a lot of times, but your issue with that is, having to do it too often, so then, actually, you have all 4 or 5 of them at the station at the same time.
That's not.
So,
So that
the
encouraging. that.
bingo and the eating healthy, I think if you could maybe combine a little bit, maybe get some participation on, or some people like to do one more than the other.
Oh, TV, you got people doing it.
Bring healthy snacks.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I don't even eat it.
Next time I serve one of your other.
Okay, do you guys get some ideas then from that you can take away with you? And so,
They were great presentations.
Yeah,
I'm
you guys
hoping I
did a good
didn't burst
that, by the end of the day. And I can send each one of you the slide presentations, I guess, maybe that'll kind of jog your memory as to what was presented as well. And then we'll try to get the others who were not able to join us today. I'll send the slide presentations to them as well, so they can look over. Give us their vote on that, so that you guys can get started.
Quick
Yeah.
question, the water bottles and things like that, where's all that coming from?
Well, that's a really good question. That's a really good question.
Same budget, I just can't see it.
Yeah, so we do have a wellness budget, but it's not as, it got cut back quite a bit because when we stopped doing our partnership with UCM, that there was a large chunk of money in there that would purchase the rec center passes for employees who want to do that. So we have chosen to not do that and kind of push people more towards the community center because we have all of these resources at the community center with Parks and Rec. So that budget did get pared down quite a bit. I'll have to look and see exactly how much we have.
I work at Hy-Vee, so I can like get something together. We can donate some water bottles or the plastic little water bottles. We can have those donated. Because I can talk to my boss and see if we can get those donated to you guys.
We may have a little bit, but that would have to go through finance. It's not gonna be a large sum of money, but we do try to, get some incentives.
I think that was probably the hardest part of it. We really didn't have a lot of resources for you guys, so we just had to go.
We don't have
That's the hard part.
Yeah, there's not a private pool of money laying around anywhere that anyone has access to, so I promise you that. So anything else before we let them go?
Thank you.
Thank you.